Hello fellow makeup lovers, how are you guys doing today? So I'm super excited for this video just because I feel like I'm in a really good mood. I feel chatty and I'm just doing my favorite thing, which is playing with new indie makeup. So I thought it would be fun to go ahead and do a first impression and focus on some indie brands. So I've got 5 different brands here, some that I've tried, some I haven't, and we're just gonna dive in and do a makeup look and play with some new products. I figured really quickly I would show y'all what we're gonna be doing today, what we're gonna be testing out before we jump into actually applying it. So first things first, I wanted to show you this just because I thought it was so cute. This is the Juno & Co. Moonshine little PR box, and it's just so adorable. It's like a little TV. I'm such a sucker for PR boxes that are like this, like these containers. Like this is how Juvia's Place sends it as well, and I always keep them and use them for some type of storage and recycle them. So this one I just think is so adorable, and I'll probably just end up putting something in it, and then like, I don't know, somewhere around here it's gonna end up. I also thought it was really cute because it says a cult for makeup lovers on the back. I'm like, way to steal my catchphrase. Basically, the packaging is cute, but mostly I'm just excited for the actual product because this is something that I really wanted to buy. I really wanted to try this, and when it came down to it and I was like, okay, am I going to try something new and try the Moonshine, which is supposed to be like a hydrating primer, or am I going to repurchase my Glossier Priming Moisturizer Rich, which I love to death, and they're the exact same price. So when it came down to it, I decided I would just go ahead and get the Glossier one again, which I haven't finished yet, but I'm close. So I was super, super grateful to receive this in PR because it was something I really was debating on, even though I didn't decide that I was going to purchase it. It doesn't even fit in my low buy rules right now, so it would have been a purchase for December. But either way, here's what it looks like. So it's a really cool packaging. It's a very interesting, it's kind of off-brand for Juno & Co. because everything else they do is super affordable. Everything else they do, I don't know, this is just like this random like alien primer, and it's $35. So I have not tried it yet, but there's what the packaging looks like on the inside. Oh, it's like a little leaf. That's so cute. And then here's what it looks like. It does have a finger dipped into it because my mom tried it. She was very curious, so she was like, can I try that new primer? And I let her before I tried it. So that's the little finger dippage. So I also received a little PR package from Midas Cosmetics today, and I'm super excited about this just because these are 2 products I really wanted to try from them, and I am affiliated with Midas Cosmetics, so if you use the code AMYLOVES, you save a small commission. Why does anyone subscribe to me? I'm a mess. You save a small percentage, and I would make a small commission if you do choose to use my code. So they came out with new Goddess glosses, and they had 3 different shades. So I have the shade 01 here, or number 1, which definitely looks like a really nice neutral tone. It actually reminds me, looking in the tube, actually the tube just in general, because it has that rose goldness to it, reminds me so much of Moonchild from ColourPop, which is one of my favorite glosses. So definitely really, really excited to be trying that out today. And then they also sent their Crown Brow Eyebrow Pencil, which I have the shade Light Coffee. This was a guess for me because it didn't really look like they had like super obvious redhead options, so I just went with a lighter shade. Just kind of looks like a light brownie taupe. I'll have to try it and see. I might have to play around with what other shades I use around it and see how warm or cool it is. Alright, so for eyeshadow today, I'm going to be testing out some new shades from Terra Moon Cosmetics, which I'm really excited about. So I went ahead and took them all out of their packaging to save time, and I put them in a Z palette. So here is what my new shades look like. I made a Terra Moon Cosmetics order, and I ordered all of these shades here, the white ones, because they're like duochromes. I haven't even swatched them. I've just been like looking at them in awe, and I'm so excited to play with those. I can't remember, I think they might have been called like iridescent chameleons or something along those lines, but it looks like my perfect bundle. Like, I'm so excited about that. I also ordered this shade right here called Hot Spice Cider, which if you've heard me talk about before, you know that I'm obsessed with, and I'm definitely going to be using that today. And then this shade here, I can't remember the name. Let's see. Starlight. That's the shade I was talking about in my conspiracy palette duping thing that I would have used for the really yellowy green shade. I think that this will be a really good alternative for the one that's in the the Conspiracy palette. But the rest, Terra Moon Cosmetics was so nice to gift a bunch of extra little goodies. And all of these matte shades right here are from their fall matte collection, I believe is what she told me it was called. So those have not been released yet, but I did already swatch them, and I like put a little post together for Indie Makeup Spotlight. It's just, I always feel so honored to get to try things early. So I can't wait to post that on Indie Makeup Spotlight. But they do feel extremely creamy. They feel really pigmented. Definitely way better than the original mattes because those were so much more powdery. So I'm very, very excited to try those out today. And then next I have some fun, exciting highlighters to try from Angelic Beauty. So here's what they look like. They're loose highlighters, which I really love loose highlighters. I think that their Instagram might be called like Shop Angelic Beauty. They sent me a PR package a little while back, and I feel bad because I haven't had the chance to play with anything yet, but it was so cute, and they wrote a really nice note and everything, so I appreciated it. They did send a few different highlighter shades that I don't have here, but I went ahead and passed those on just because they were a little bit too deep for me. But the ones I have here, there is Astro, which looks like it has like a really beautiful pink reflect. And then there is Universe, which looks like a pretty true champagne. And then there is Babysita, which looks to be a pink with like a blue reflect to it. So I'm not sure if I'll be able to use this as highlighter, but I definitely want to get my little paws on it and swatch it. So I figure we'll swatch all those when the time comes and see what works best. And then I also have an eyeliner that I'm very curious to try. This is from MBA Cosmetics, and it is their Cake eyeliner in the shade Black. So I don't really know. It kind of just looks like an eyeshadow, but I think that it's supposed to be like a different texture, but something about applying this just seems so easy and doable. So I was really, really excited to try this. So they did send this over in a PR package, and they sent quite a few little goodies, which I'm really excited to try more. But I just thought I would go ahead and do this one today. They also sent an eye primer and a glitter primer, which I'm so excited to try. But I figured I didn't want to try new eyeshadows and a new eye primer at the same time. I felt like that was a little like asking for trouble. And then I also wanted to try this today, even though it's not an even though it's not an indie brand. I figured I would do a little first impression since I got this in the mail, and this is the Kevyn Aucoin Neo Bronzer in the shade Sunrise Light. So I did receive this through Octoly, and every time anything Kevyn Aucoin comes up on the Octoly store, I get so excited just because everything I bought from Kevyn Aucoin I really enjoyed and I thought was so beautiful, and then everything I've gotten through Octoly I've really liked. Like, I've never tried anything from Kevyn Aucoin that I didn't like. The only thing was their Expert Mascara is super expensive, and I received it through Octoly, so I was grateful to try it, but it's something I would not repurchase. Like, I just couldn't see paying that much for a mascara. But still, it was a decent mascara. Like, it was good. It's just, I don't think any mascara is worth paying like $28 for. So, I don't know. I just really like Kevyn Aucoin. Like, a little rant aside, here's what it looks like. It's so adorable, and it looks like such a nice shade. And I don't know. I'm really excited about this just because I always use one of their highlighters as a bronzer. And this is supposed to be an actual bronzer, so maybe I'll like it even more than the highlighter. Okay, so I have the Neo highlighter in the shade Sahara, which is what I use as a bronzer. I don't know if you can tell, but it is pretty loved. There's definitely a little bit of dip starting to go in there. You can barely see the name anymore. So this is one of my favorites. And actually, this looks almost a little bit more contoury, but not quite as cool tone as their actual contour, which I also love. Just in case you're curious, this is the light contour next to the bronzer. So you can see the bronzer definitely has a little bit of a rosiness to it. Okay, so that's everything I'm trying today. I've already been talking for 17 minutes. Hopefully I can cut that down a little bit. That's ridiculous. So let's just go ahead, and I'm going to start off with my brows just because, I don't know, I'm not sure how well this is going to grip the brows and everything. Sometimes when you do primer first, your brows end up a little weird. So I'm just going to start off with a spoolie. My current brow pencil go-to right now is the Fenty Beauty one, and it might be the shade Redhead. Actually, I feel like that actually matches pretty good. It has a little bit of a warm tone to it. I'm kind of shook. So it just reminds me of like the Anastasia Brow Wiz, the BH Cosmetics brow pencil. Just basically exactly like that. It feels like it's a good mixture between like not so pigmented to where you're like worried about immediately having Sharpie brows, but it's also not so hard to where you have to like dig into your brows to get the color to show up. So I feel like it's a good in between. And the color, I was not expecting the color to work that well. 1 second. Hello? Alright guys, so I went ahead and just quickly finished up my brows off camera, which I didn't do anything crazy, just kept filling them in and then I just brushed them out, and I really like the brow pencil. I'm a little bit surprised. I think the color is actually really nice. It's just the perfect tone and it has just the tiniest little bit of warmth to it, which is exactly what I need because I like a little bit of warmth to go with my hair, but I don't like when brow pencils get like super bright red. Like that's just too much for my hair color. And then I also went ahead and, because I was chatting with my sister on the phone, did some eye primer quickly just to save a little bit of time, which is the Makeup Revolution Cut Crease Canvas in the shade Illustrate. So now let's go ahead and jump on into the Tara Moon's eyeshadows. I'm going to start off with this matte right here, which is called Thigh Highs. Does have a little bit of kick up. I'm just going to go ahead and apply that into my crease as my transition shade. It's just like a really nice, cool toned color. I don't know, I was kind of really into it when I swatched it. It looks like it's blending really nice and soft, which I had a feeling it would just from the texture when I swatched them. Just gonna go ahead and add a little bit more. Honestly, one of the like most rewarding things about being so indie focused is when you get to see a brand truly grow and do better, just because like the original matte formula just didn't work that well for me, and just feeling these and seeing how this one is blending out is just miles better. It makes sense. It takes time and experience to perfect your craft. So all right, now I'm going to take this shade right here, which is called Root Beer Float. And it looks to be a neutral brown with just like the tiniest little hint of a mustardy undertone. So I'm going to pop that on my outer V first. And then just kind of blend it inwards with whatever's left on the brush. Yeah, it's like a very subtle mustard. I'm also going to take just a touch of this deeper brown called Decadent. I'm going to pop it onto the outer V. I just used a little tiny bit. Just gonna blend it in. Alright, so I'm definitely impressed with how the matte shades blended on my eyelid. I think I am gonna go ahead. I think I'm gonna take a little touch of that same brown shade Decadent and just pop it onto the lower lash line. Definitely really nice and deep with a precise denser brush, because before obviously I was going in with like a nice fluffy blending brush. Oh, I'm doing the lower lash line. I haven't even done my face yet. What am I doing? I guess I'll leave that there. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and grab this shade right here, which is called Hot Spiced Cider, I believe is the official name. Yes, I'm so excited about that shade. I'm lazy, so I'm just going to go ahead and grab it on my finger because that's like my go-to recently. Like I cannot stand to apply a shimmer with a brush. Does anyone else do this? When they pick up a shimmer with their hand, they like, you know, you gotta get rid of the excess texture or whatever. Alright, I'm just going to go ahead and put that on my lid. Ooh. Okay, I like it a lot. Just as I suspected. Can't really see a warm base. It's almost like it has like more of like a blue base to it. And then it has like that like yellowy greeny shift. But in the shift there's like a warm like undertone that's like apparent with the greeniness. I don't even know how to describe it, but it is really pretty. Definitely my kind of shade. I'm just going to take my fluffy brush and just slightly blend the outer V. Alright, so I really, really like that. I'm excited to jump back into these whenever I finish my face. And I'll do a fun inner corner shade, obviously, and something cool on the lower lash line. So now let's go ahead and try this Moonshine Primer, which I'm so excited about. Like, I just can't wait to feel the texture and just see how it compares to the Glossier one, because that's my holy grail. And I don't know, I just can't help but compare them because they just have such similar claims. No lie, it feels the exact same as the Priming Moisturizer Rich. And it even smells the same. Okay, so I'm smelling it, and it almost smells like it has a little bit of an SPF scent to it. It smells a little bit like sunscreen. Not the exact same as the priming moisturizer the more I rub it in, but it feels very similar. It's just one of those primers that really makes your skin feel very, very plump and hydrated, which is my favorite. Alright, I'm going to go in with my Makeup Revolution Stick Foundation in the shade F1. I keep not using this because that's all that's left, and I'm like so sad to finish it, but I'm like, I should just finish it. Like, it's not that big of a deal. So I'm going to go ahead and use it today. I literally got it down to like this little nub, and then I stopped using it because I'm just like sad to see it be gone, but it's fine. I'll finish up other foundations and then repurchase it. Alright, for concealer, I'm going to go ahead and use the BH Cosmetics Total Coverage Concealer in the shade 100, which again is something that I'm like so close to finishing. It's not even funny. And then I stopped using it. Oh, that's a lot. Okay, we're gonna split you up. Alright, so to set my under eyes, I'm going to go ahead and use the Kitten Boss Cosmetics Snap Cat Filter No Filter Setting Powder. I'm also going to go ahead and just very lightly set my face with the Too Faced Do You Translucent Radiant Pearl Setting Powder. I literally use just the tiniest little amount. And then I'll take whatever is there, like that's a lot, and I'll like dip it into this to kind of disperse it. And then just pat it on my face. And that's all I want. Alright, now for my lower lash line, I think I'm going to go into this gold right here, which is called Sweet Like Honey. Which is kind of fitting because it reminds me of the Urban Decay Naked Honey palette. Just gonna pop that onto the front half of my lower lash line. It reminds me of the shade in the Natasha Nona Gold palette. Possibly a potential dupe. Alrighty, so now for the inner corner, it's so hard to decide because there's so many beautiful shades. But honestly, this one right here, I think is called Red Jupiter. Let me check. No, Red Giant. I don't know why I keep thinking it's Red Jupiter. It's supposed to have an intense red shift, and Bad to the Brow told me today that she was shook by this one. So I think I'm going to go ahead and use that. I'm going to go ahead and pop that on my inner. Oh wow. Okay, that is... Okay. I don't know how well this look goes together. It's like a golden, neutral, red, green, it's everything, but oh my gosh. Oh, I really hope my camera captures that. That's really pretty. I'm so glad I purchased this bundle. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay. I don't have anything like this shade. Really freaking cool. Okay. Kind of shook. So I don't know why, but for some reason I wasn't even planning on this, but I just looked over, and in my little, I have like a little storage thing here, which is literally full of the most randomest things. It's like lipsticks, eyeshadow, there's like a glitter primer, a moisturizer. It's the randomest little pile, but I have the City Color eyeliner in the shade Lagoon. And for some reason, I just thought that that would be a really cool combination with everything else that's going on. So I'm going to go ahead and pop that in my waterline. Oh wait, I have to do the cake liner. I almost forgot. Okay, I'm going to do this real quick and then we'll try the cake liner and hopefully I don't mess up this whole look. Alright, so I have this little cake eyeliner here and I kind of just want to swatch it because I'm just so intrigued. Huh, it kind of just feels like an eyeshadow. Like, it feels like a powder eyeshadow. Am I crazy? So there's what it swatches like. I'm gonna Google this product real quick just to make sure that I'm doing it right before I apply it. I really just accidentally Googled Google. Oh, okay, it says use with a lining medium. Oh, okay. So I guess you use something in it. I might have the product that they recommended. 1 second. I found it. Okay, so this is their glitter foil and line FX. So I don't know. Do you just pour this into the thing? Am I supposed to mix it on something else? We're gonna see. So I guess I'm just gonna like put a drop in the pan and see what happens. I think that should be okay. Oh, okay. Just gonna go ahead and use my little brush to kind of blend that in. Kind of have a lot on the brush, but just to see. Ooh, that is pretty dark. Okay. Slightly terrified of putting that on my eyes. It looked less scary before. I'm gonna go ahead and do a very, very light line close to my lashes. Nothing super precise. Okay, well, that's relatively easy. It is pretty nice and dark. Definitely interested to see how that would end up wearing throughout a day, because a lot of the reason why I don't wear liner is because just everything that I've tried recently, I feel like when my eyes start to water, the line waters too, and I can't stand that. And because I live in a house with cats and I'm allergic to cats, my eyes water a lot. Okay, so I don't think that's awful. I think I actually thought it was relatively easy to apply for someone who never ever wears eyeliner. So really quickly off camera, I'm going to apply my Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara, and then I'll be right back. I literally can't get over my inner corner. Like, I am so obsessed right now. That's all I want to talk about, but I guess we'll talk about bronzer. So now I'm going to go ahead and go into the Sunrise Light shade from Kevyn Aucoin. Honestly, this kind of looks like a nice kind of like blushing bronzer. Kind of reminds me of the Balm something. I don't even know. I just bought it. I haven't even used it yet, but it reminds me of like a similar kind of product. Oh yeah, that definitely has a rosiness to it. I don't know if I'd want to put that on my forehead per se, but I kind of like the way it looks just right there, adding a little bit of definition to my face and kind of being a blush and a bronzer in one. Reminds me of a very natural blush. I think I'm going to go ahead and actually pull out the bronzer I normally use and just add a little bit of that to my forehead because it's not quite as rosy. Alright, so that looks pretty. I like it. Definitely gonna keep testing it, see how I feel about it, use it with different brushes and everything. But I definitely see a place for that, and I see it as something I could keep using. Although I just want to test it out further. So now let's go ahead and swatch some highlighters I'm really excited about. We're going to do Bebecita first because it just looks so cool. Okay, so we're just going to grab a little bit. It's like a light pink. Okay. Okay, so it just has like the tiniest little bit of a blue to it, but it's a really pretty pink shade. I could see maybe using that as like a blush topper type thing. All right, let's see what the options are here. Then we've got Universe. Ooh, that looks pretty. Okay, so there is Universe there. I don't know if you can tell, like, just the way that it catches the light. It almost has like a little bit of a sparkle to it. Just looking at the formula right off the bat, it kind of reminds me of Artist Couture Cocoa Bling. This last one is Astro. Oh, yeah, okay. So this has like a really strong pink undertone. Kind of a pinky purple. I might go in with a little bit of Bebecita first because I just can't help it. I just think it's so pretty. I don't know how it's going to work for me. And then maybe I'll top it off with Universe. All right, so I'm just grabbing a little bit of that pink on my favorite highlighting brush. Definitely tapping off the excess. Just gonna go ahead and, ooh, okay. That's actually really pretty and unique. Kind of just looks like a really cool tone blushing moment, but with that really cool shift to it that you don't see front facing, but when it hits the light, it's cool. I was just thinking of last year when Hannah Louise Poston did that challenge where you had to like find a bunch of products that were all in the same color story and do like a monochromatic look, and I was just thinking of like Cleona Kaleidoscope but hot pink with the blue shift all over the lid, and then like this on the cheeks, and then doing like a hot pink lip and like topping it off. I have like this really blue shifting color from Becca. I was just imagining a moment, a blue to pink, or a pink to blue moment. So now I'm going to go ahead and take just a touch of Universe on that same brush. Again, tapping off the excess. And I'm just going to top that onto the tippity top of my cheekbone for a little extra glow. I feel like that just got intense really quick. I'm just going to go ahead and grab my little blush brush and just blend. It's just a blushing moment. That's all. It's fine. It's totally fine. So what's left? I think just lips. That's all. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and use the Midas Cosmetics gloss in the shade 01. Ooh. Oh, that's way more pigmented than I was expecting. Okay, so I do like the color. I think it's a nice kind of mid-tone, neutrally pinky brown type shade. It is super pigmented, so it's kind of one of those lip glosses where you have to like actually like line your lips as if it was a liquid lipstick, which is not my absolute favorite. I prefer my glosses to be more on the sheer side, but it does look very, very glossy. So I like the way that it looks. It feels comfortable. It's not sticky. I would honestly be really, really interested in the shade of this shade here, which is shade number 05, which is like that really like kind of light pinky type color. That's definitely more my vibes than this one. Just to show you the difference between a medium skin tone wearing this gloss and me. I feel like it looks completely different, so I like it, but it's not a gloss that I see myself reaching for constantly, but I do like it. I think that it feels good, and I'd be interested in the lighter shade just because that's more my vibes. So I think that is everything. Let me try and look cute for a second. Alright, so this is the finished look, and I really like how it turned out. I feel like this was a pretty successful first impression. Just to recap really quickly, I'll just go in the order of things that I see in front of me. The eyeliner looks nice. I mean, it just looks like a little line. It adds a little extra definition, but it was actually pretty easy to use and just user-friendly, basically. So I like that, and I will continue to reach for it. And I'm going to see if it ends up transferring when I cry, when my eyes water, and I'll let you guys know. That'll definitely be something I have to update on. And then for the eyeshadows, so this is just my first impression. I only played with a portion of the shadows today, but I was really impressed with Hot Spice Cider. I think that it's just a really beautiful formula, and the duochrome is really pretty. I really, really like Red Giant. I just think that's such a cool shade. The mattes all blended so well. I'm very impressed by the matte formula, and I'm excited to keep using those and reaching for them. And overall, like I said, this color scheme together just really pulls me in. I think it's a really cool mixture. So really, really impressed with those shadows. Really, really liking them, and I'm excited to get to know them better. The highlighters, I mean, I think that they look really nice. It's definitely kind of smooth, just glowy. I keep forgetting all these names. The Universe one did, when I looked at it and swatched it, looked like it had more of a glitter to it, but I really can't see that on my skin. I feel like it blended in really nicely. I wouldn't say it's like the smoothest highlight I've ever seen in my life. I do see some texture going on, but I've also been breaking out like crazy, so it's not bad by any means. It's just, it's life, it's skin, it happens. And I'm really excited about Bebecita because this is the shade I think I talked about it in an indie makeup releases, and I said how pretty I thought it was, and I was going to shop my stash and try using an eyeshadow to do a similar thing, but I just think that the way it sheared out and just looked on the cheek was so pretty. So really excited about those. I pretty much already gave you my thoughts on the lip gloss. I'm going to keep using it. Definitely curious to see how it wears as I keep talking for the next like hour and a half. I'll let you know again, future review video or something. And then the bronzer I did really like. I mean, it felt like a very nice formula. It blended really quick and easy, and it was just a pretty color, so I'm excited to use that more. And then Moonshine felt so much like the Glossier Priming Moisturizer Rich. This packaging is super cool. I'm definitely going to have to like do like half my face Glossier, half my face Juno & Co. and just see how the foundation looks and just really put the both to the test, because first impression it felt very, very similar, and it's hard to like choose one or the other. I think it would just be based on which brand you like more, which packaging you like more, because they feel so similar, same exact price tag. So again, just gonna be using this very frequently, and I'm excited to get back to you on that. So that's everything for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to leave them down below. I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.